What if I told you that the only thing standing between you and the life of your dreams is not money, not luck, not connections, but simply the way you see yourself right now in this very moment? Napoleon Hill spent over 20 years studying the most successful men and women who ever walked this earth, and he discovered something that changed everything we thought we knew about success. The rich do not think like the poor. The successful do not act like the unsuccessful. And here is the secret that will transform your entire existence. They became successful in their minds long before they became successful in their bank accounts. They became the best in their hearts long before the world recognized them as the best. Napoleon Hill taught that you must act as if you are already the person you wish to become. This is not pretending. This is not lying to yourself. This is not foolish fantasy. This is the most powerful principle of creation that exists in this universe. And today, right now, as you listen to these words, you are going to learn exactly how to use this principle to completely transform your reality. Before we continue, I need you to do something very important right now. Leave these words in the comments. I am the best. Write it now. Do not scroll past this sacred moment. When you declare this truth publicly, you are sending a powerful signal to your subconscious mind that you are ready for transformation. You are making a commitment to yourself and to the universe. Right now, I am the best. And if this message is speaking to your soul, if something deep inside you recognizes these truths, subscribe to this channel. The universe guided you here for a reason. Napoleon Hill said that whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. But most people miss the second part of that statement. They focus on the conceiving. They dream big dreams. They imagine great futures. They conceive wonderful visions. But they do not believe. And without belief, there is no achievement. Without belief, dreams remain dreams forever. The belief Napoleon Hill spoke of is not passive hope that sits idle in your mind. It is active conviction that transforms how you exist in the world. It is the kind of faith that changes how you walk. It changes how you talk. It changes how you carry yourself through every moment of every day. When you truly believe you are the best, something profound shifts inside you. Your posture changes. Your voice takes on a new tone of authority. Your decisions become bolder and clearer. You stop asking permission to exist. You stop apologizing for your ambitions. And when these internal things change, when your inner world transforms, your external reality has no choice but to follow. This is not wishful thinking. This is the law of the universe. This is how God designed creation to operate. The Bible tells us in Proverbs chapter 23, verse 7, "For as he thinks in his heart, so is he." Read those words again. Let them penetrate deep into your consciousness. This is not poetry written to sound nice. This is spiritual law. This is the operating system of the universe that God himself designed and put into motion. You are not what you wish you were. You are not what you hope to become someday in the distant future. You are exactly what you consistently think you are in the deepest part of your being. If you think you are average, you will produce average results. If you think you are limited, you will experience limitation at every turn. But if you think you are the best, if you truly hold that identity in your heart, you will begin to manifest a life of the best. Napoleon Hill discovered this same truth through decades of scientific study. The scriptures revealed it through divine wisdom thousands of years ago. And today, right now, this truth is being planted in your mind like a golden seed in the most fertile soil imaginable. Most people live their entire lives waiting. They wait until they have more money to feel abundant. They wait until they get the promotion to feel successful. They wait until someone else validates them to feel worthy. They wait until they lose the weight to feel confident. They wait until they achieve the goal to feel like a winner. But Napoleon Hill taught that this is backwards thinking. This is the thinking that keeps millions of people trapped in mediocrity for decades. This is the thinking that creates cycles of poverty that pass from generation to generation. The truth that Napoleon Hill discovered, the truth that changed everything, is that you must feel successful before success arrives at your doorstep. You must act wealthy in your mind before wealth manifests in your bank account. You must carry yourself like the best before the world recognizes you as the best. You must inhabit the identity of the person you wish to become right now, today, this very moment. This is not arrogance. Some people will misunderstand this principle and call it pride or ego. But they are wrong. This is not arrogance. This is alignment. You are simply aligning your outer behavior with the inner truth of who you were created to be. You are closing the gap between your current self and your highest self. God did not make you for second place. God did not design you for mediocrity. God did not create you to live a small, fearful, limited life. In the book of Genesis, we read that you were created in the image and likeness of the Creator Himself. Stop for a moment and truly think about what that means. The same creative power that spoke galaxies into existence lives within you right now. The same intelligence that designed every cell in your body, every star in the sky, every flower in the field is available to you. Napoleon Hill called this infinite intelligence, and he discovered through his research that successful people know how to tap into this power. They access it by first believing they are worthy of it. They open the channel by acting as if they already possess it. Now let me explain exactly how this principle works in your mind, because understanding the mechanism will help you apply it more effectively. Your subconscious mind is always listening. It never sleeps. It never takes a vacation. It never takes even a single moment off. Every thought you think, every word you speak, every image you hold in your imagination is being recorded and accepted as instruction. Napoleon Hill taught that your subconscious does not judge whether something is true or false. It does not evaluate whether your thoughts are helpful or harmful. It does not question whether your beliefs serve you or destroy you. It simply accepts what you feed it and then works tirelessly, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, to make it real in your life. When you wake up every morning and think thoughts like, "I am not good enough, I will never succeed, people like me do not get ahead, why do bad things always happen to me?" Your subconscious hears these as commands. And like the most obedient servant imaginable, it goes to work creating circumstances that match your beliefs. You attract relationships that confirm your unworthiness. You miss opportunities that would have changed everything, because your subconscious filters them out. You sabotage your own success in subtle ways without even knowing you are doing it. You push away the very things you say you want, because deep inside you do not believe you deserve them. But here is where the transformation begins. Here is where everything changes. When you start to act as if you are the best, when you declare with conviction that you are worthy of abundance and success, when you carry yourself like the successful person you are becoming, your subconscious receives new instructions. It hears a new command. It begins working in a new direction. Napoleon Hill said that you can deliberately plant any thought you choose in your subconscious through the principle he called autosuggestion. This is you talking to yourself with intention and purpose. This is you becoming the programmer of your own mind instead of letting random circumstances program you. This is you reprogramming years of negative conditioning with the truth of who you really are. And the best time to do this is right now. At this very moment, when your mind is open and receptive to new truth. The Bible gives us a powerful instruction in Romans chapter 12, verse 2. Do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. This is divine instruction for personal transformation. Notice carefully what it says. Transformation does not happen by changing your circumstances first. Transformation does not happen when you get more money, a better job, a nicer house, or more respect from others. Transformation happens by changing your mind first. And when your mind is renewed, When you truly see yourself as the best version of yourself, your circumstances must conform to this new mental image. They have no other option. Your outer world must eventually match your inner world. Napoleon Hill studied over 500 of the most successful people of his time and discovered that every single one of them had this ability. They could see themselves as successful long before any external evidence existed. They held a vision of themselves as great when everyone around them saw them as ordinary. They acted as if they had already achieved their goals. During next years, they also fired, and this, acting as if, was not deception or delusion. It was creation. They were using the divine power of imagination to shape their future reality. They were following the same principle that God used when He created the universe. He saw it complete before it existed, and then it became. Andrew Carnegie arrived in America as a poor immigrant with nothing to his name, but he never saw himself as poor. He never identified with poverty or limitation. He saw himself as a future titan of industry, and he acted accordingly from day one. He made decisions like a wealthy man. He thought like a leader of men. He carried himself like someone who was destined for greatness, and the universe responded to his internal identity, not his external circumstances. The world gave him what he believed he deserved, not what his bank account said he was worth. Now I need you to understand something crucial about this principle. Acting as if you are the best does not mean you ignore reality. It does not mean you pretend problems do not exist. It does not mean you deny the challenges you face. Napoleon Hill was very clear about this distinction. You acknowledge where you are. You see your current situation with clear eyes. But you absolutely refuse to let where you are determine who you are becoming. There is a massive difference between denial and faith. Denial says the problem does not exist. Denial pretends everything is fine when it is not. Denial is weakness disguised as strength, but faith says something completely different. Faith says the problem is real but temporary. Faith says I see the challenge, but I am greater than any obstacle before me. Faith says my current circumstances are just a chapter in my story, not the whole book. When you act as if you are the best, you are making a declaration of faith. You are saying to the universe, to God, to your own subconscious mind, I know who I am regardless of what my situation looks like. I know what I am capable of regardless of what I have achieved so far. And no circumstance, no matter how difficult, has the power to define me or limit my potential. The Bible tells us in Hebrews chapter 11 verse 1, Now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. This is exactly what Napoleon Hill taught in different words. Faith is not believing after you see proof. Anyone can believe after the evidence arrives. That requires no faith at all. Faith is believing before the proof arrives. Faith is holding to your vision when everything around you seems to contradict it. When you act as if you are the best, you are exercising this kind of faith. You are creating substance from hope. You are generating evidence from invisible conviction. And this faith, when held consistently over time, becomes an unstoppable force of manifestation that reshapes your entire reality. Let me give you practical instruction now. How do you actually act as if you are the best when everything around you seems to suggest otherwise? How do you hold to a vision of greatness when your bank account is empty, your relationships are struggling, and your dreams seem far away? Napoleon Hill taught that it begins with your self-talk. The words you say to yourself when no one else is listening are the most powerful words in your entire life. They shape your identity more than anything else. They determine what you believe is possible. They set the ceiling for what you can achieve. From this moment forward, you will speak to yourself like you would speak to someone you deeply love and respect. You will no longer criticize yourself harshly. You will no longer belittle your efforts or minimize your achievements. You will no longer rehearse your failures and weaknesses over and over in your mind. Instead, you will affirm your greatness. You will speak life over yourself. You will declare truth about who you are and who you are becoming. Every morning when you wake up, before your feet even touch the ground, you will declare these words: I am the best version of myself today. I am worthy of every blessing the universe has in store for me. I am capable of achieving anything I set my mind to accomplish. I am a magnet for success, abundance, opportunity, and favor. Say these words with feeling. Do not mumble them mechanically like a bored robot. Napoleon Hill discovered that emotion is the fuel that gives power to your affirmations. Words without emotion are like seeds without water. They will not grow, they will not take root. They will simply blow away with the wind. But when you speak with conviction, when you feel the truth of your declarations resonating in your bones, your subconscious has no choice but to accept them as commands. And what your subconscious accepts, it manifests. The second way you act as if you are the best is through your posture and your physical presence. Napoleon Hill observed that successful people carry themselves differently from unsuccessful people. You can often tell the difference without either of them saying a single word. Successful people stand tall. They make eye contact. They move with purpose and intention. They take up space unapologetically. They breathe deeply and fully. Your body and your mind are connected in ways that modern science is only beginning to understand. They communicate constantly in a feedback loop that shapes your emotional state and your beliefs about yourself. When you slouch, when you look down at the ground, when you shuffle through life like you are apologizing for existing, your subconscious interprets this as confirmation of your unworthiness. Your body is telling your mind that you do not deserve attention or respect. But when you stand straight, when you breathe deeply into your belly, when you walk into a room like you absolutely belong there, your subconscious receives a completely different message. You are telling yourself through your body that you are confident, capable, deserving, and powerful. Try this right now as you listen. Sit up straight or stand tall wherever you are. Pull your shoulders back and down. Take a deep breath that fills your entire lungs. Lift your chin slightly. Feel the immediate difference in your state. This is not about being arrogant or looking down on others. This is about honoring the divine creation that you are. God did not create you to shrink and hide. He created you to shine and illuminate the world around you. Your posture is a prayer. Make it a prayer of confidence and gratitude. The third principle of acting as if you are the best is how you make decisions. Napoleon Hill taught that successful people make decisions quickly and firmly. They gather the information they need and then they commit. Once they decide, they change their minds slowly, only when there is clear and compelling reason to do so. Unsuccessful people do the exact opposite. They hesitate endlessly. They doubt themselves constantly. They seek opinions from everyone around them before they can commit to anything. They agonize over small choices and paralyze themselves over big ones. And even after they finally decide, they second-guess themselves and change direction at the first sign of difficulty. When you act as if you are the best, you trust yourself. You trust your judgment. You trust your ability to navigate whatever comes. You gather the information you need to make a wise choice, and then you decide without endless deliberation. You do not wait for absolute certainty because certainty is a myth that never arrives. Even the most successful people in history made important decisions without knowing exactly how things would turn out. They did not have all the answers. They could not see the future. But they trusted themselves. They trusted the power and wisdom within them. They trusted that even if they made a mistake, they were capable of learning from it and correcting course. The person who acts as if they are the best does not need permission from others to move forward. They give themselves permission. They authorize their own lives. The Bible tells us in James chapter 1 verses 6 through 8, "But when you ask, you must believe and not doubt, because the one who doubts is like a wave of the sea blown and tossed by the wind. that person should not expect to receive anything from the Lord. Such a person is double-minded and unstable in all they do. Doubt is the enemy of manifestation. When you doubt yourself constantly, you are sending mixed signals to your subconscious and to the universe. You are saying, I want this success, but I do not really believe I can have it. And the universe always responds to your belief, not merely to your want. Act as if you are the best by deciding with confidence and standing behind your decisions. Now let us talk about how you treat others when you act as if you are the best. This is crucial to understand because many people completely misunderstand this principle. They think acting as if you are the best means putting others down to lift yourself up. They think it means seeing yourself as superior and everyone else as inferior. They think it requires arrogance and ego and coldness. Napoleon Hill taught the exact opposite. When you truly know your worth, when you are genuinely secure in your identity, you have absolutely no need to diminish anyone else. Secure people lift others up. Insecure people tear others down. The person who constantly criticizes and belittles others is not acting from strength. They are acting from deep insecurity and fear. When you act as if you are the best, you become generous with your praise because you are not threatened by the success of others. You become quick to encourage because lifting others costs you nothing and gains you everything. You become a source of light and inspiration for everyone around you because you have light to spare. The most successful people Napoleon Hill studied were not selfish hoarders of success who jealously guarded their position. They were givers. They were supporters of others. They understood that the universe operates on the principle of circulation. What you give flows back to you multiplied many times over. When you help others believe in themselves, you reinforce your own belief in yourself. When you celebrate the success of others genuinely, you tune yourself to the frequency of success. When you serve others with excellence and care, you attract excellence and care into your own life. The Bible says in Luke chapter 6 verse 38, "Give, and it will be given to you. A good measure, pressed down, shaken together and running over, will be poured into your lap. For with the measure you use, it will be measured to you." This is not just about money or material things. This is about energy, attention, encouragement, support, and love. The person who acts as if they are the best serves others at the highest level because they have abundance to share. Napoleon Hill taught extensively about the power of environment and association. You cannot consistently act as if you are the best while surrounding yourself with people who constantly remind you of your limitations. The people you spend the most time with shape your identity more than you probably realize. Their energy becomes your energy. Their beliefs gradually become your beliefs. Their expectations become your expectations. Their words echo in your mind long after the conversation has ended. Their energy seeps into your consciousness and influences how you see yourself and what you think is possible. This does not mean you must abandon everyone in your life who is currently struggling. That would be cold and unkind. But it does mean you must be extremely intentional about who has access to your inner circle. It means you must consciously choose who you allow to speak into your life and influence your thinking. Seek out people who are already where you want to be. Learn from them. Watch how they think and talk and make decisions. Absorb their mindset. Study how they carry themselves and respond to challenges. Napoleon Hill called this the mastermind principle. When two or more minds come together in harmony for a common purpose, they create a third invisible force that is more powerful than either mind alone. Find your mastermind group. Find people who will challenge you to rise higher, not enable you to settle for less. Find people who see your potential even when you temporarily cannot see it yourself. Find people who refuse to let you play small and make excuses. The Bible warns us in Proverbs chapter 13 verse 20, "Walk with the wise and become wise, for a companion of fools suffers harm." They are never neutral. They are either pulling you upward toward your potential or dragging you downward toward mediocrity. Every relationship is either helping you become the best or hindering you. Choose your associations wisely because your future depends on it. There is another element that Napoleon Hill considered absolutely essential to success. Must have a definite major purpose. You cannot act as if you are the best in a vague, general, undefined sense. You must know specifically what you are the best at, what you are becoming, what you are moving toward with all your energy. Vague intentions produce vague results. Fuzzy goals create fuzzy outcomes. But crystal clear purpose generates crystal clear achievement. Take the time to write down your definite major purpose. Be as specific as possible. Exactly how much money do you want to earn and by what specific date? What kind of person do you want to become in terms of character and capability? What impact do you want to have on the world around you? What legacy do you want to leave behind? When you have this kind of clarity, you have tremendous power. Your subconscious mind needs clear and specific instructions to serve you effectively. If you simply tell it you want to be successful without defining what success means to you personally, it cannot help you. It has nothing concrete to work toward. But when you declare, I am the best at my specific craft and I am earning a specific amount of money by a specific date while serving a specific number of people in a specific way, now your subconscious has a clear target. Now it knows exactly what to filter for and attract into your life. Napoleon Hill said that definiteness of purpose is the starting point of all achievement. You simply cannot hit a target you cannot clearly see. Define your target with as much detail as possible and then act every single day as if you have already hit it. Walk like someone who has already achieved that goal. Talk like someone who has already achieved it. Make decisions and prioritize your time like someone who has already arrived at that destination. Visualization is the next powerful tool that Napoleon Hill taught for acting as if you are the best. Every single day you must spend dedicated time seeing yourself as the best version of yourself. This is not idle daydreaming. This is focused mental work that shapes your reality. Close your eyes and create a vivid, detailed mental picture of your desired life. See yourself in the environment you desire. Notice every detail of your surroundings. See yourself doing the work you love with excellence and joy. See yourself surrounded by people who support you, celebrate you, and believe in you, but do not just see it as an observer watching from outside. Step into the picture, be in the scene, and most importantly, feel it. What does it feel like to have achieved your most important goal? What emotions fill your chest when you imagine living your dream life? What does it feel like to wake up every day as the best version of yourself? Napoleon Hill discovered that the subconscious mind responds most powerfully to mental images that are combined with strong emotion. This is why visualization works when it is done correctly. You are not just creating pretty pictures in your head. You are creating an emotional blueprint that your subconscious will follow with relentless determination. The Bible tells us in Mark chapter 11, verse 24, "Therefore I tell you, whatever you ask for in prayer, believe that you have received it, and it will be yours." Notice the tense of that instruction. Believe that you have received it, not believe that you will receive it someday. Not hope that maybe it might possibly happen. Believe that you have already received it in the spiritual realm, even before it manifests in the physical realm. This is the act as if principle expressed in divine language. You do not believe after receiving. That requires no faith. You believe before receiving, and your belief itself becomes the cause of your receiving. Let me address directly the fear that stops so many people from applying this principle. You might be thinking to yourself right now, what if I act as if I am the best, and then I fail publicly? What if people judge me and mock me? What if I look foolish and arrogant? What if it does not work and I end up embarrassed? Napoleon Hill understood this fear deeply because he saw it paralyze countless people throughout his decades of research. He taught that fear is the greatest enemy of success, greater than any external obstacle or circumstance. Fear of poverty keeps people trapped in scarcity thinking. Fear of criticism keeps people playing small and safe. Fear of failure keeps people from even trying. These fears have paralyzed more human potential than all the external obstacles in history combined. But here is the truth you must understand and accept. You will never escape fear by waiting for it to go away on its own. Fear does not simply disappear when you ignore it. Courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is taking action despite the fear. Courage is moving forward even when your knees are shaking and your heart is pounding. When you act as if you are the best even while feeling afraid, you are demonstrating the highest form of faith that exists. And faith at that level is always rewarded by the universe. It is always honored by God. The Bible tells us in 2:17 Episcopal 1 verse 7, "For God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power, and of love, and of a sound mind." Let those words sink deep into your spirit. Fear does not come from God. Fear is not your inheritance as a child of the Most High. Fear is a lie constantly whispered by your untrained, undisciplined mind to keep you small and supposedly safe. But you were not created for small and safe. You were not designed for a cautious, fearful, limited existence. You were created for abundance. You were designed for impact. You were made for greatness. You were born to succeed. You were destined to prosper. Nothing about you was an accident. Every gift you have, every talent you possess, every dream that burns in your heart was placed there on purpose by a God who makes no mistakes. When you act as if you are the best, you are not being arrogant. You are being obedient to your design. You are stepping into the identity that was always meant for you. Feel the fear and act anyway. Do the thing that scares you. This is exactly how champions are forged in the fire of life. Persistence is the final essential element that I must share with you about acting as if you are the best. Napoleon Hill said that persistence is to character what carbon is to steel. It is the ingredient that makes it strong, durable, and virtually unbreakable. Without carbon, steel is just weak iron. Without persistence, potential is just unfulfilled possibility. When you begin to act as if you are the best, the world will test you. This is guaranteed. It is not a question of if challenges will come, but when. Obstacles will appear in your path that you did not expect. Setbacks will happen that shake your confidence. People will doubt you and voice their skepticism openly. Your own mind will sometimes rebel against your new identity and try to drag you back to the familiar comfort of mediocrity. But understand this clearly. These tests are not punishments sent to defeat you. They are opportunities sent to prove how committed you are, how serious you are about your transformation. They are the universe asking you a question. Do you mean it? Are you truly committed to becoming the best? Every single time you face resistance and keep going anyway, you are strengthening your new identity. You are proving to your subconscious mind that this is who you really are, not just who you are pretending to be. You are building the character that can sustain success when it arrives. Most people give up right before the breakthrough comes. They plant the seeds of a new identity and then dig them up after a week because they do not see immediate results. They expect instant transformation and quit when it does not happen overnight. But the harvest does not come immediately after planting. There is always a season of invisible growth first. There is a time when the seeds are germinating beneath the surface where no one can see them. Napoleon Hill taught that you must persist through this unseen period with the exact same faith and conviction that you had when you first planted the seed. Do not waver. Do not quit. Do not let temporary appearances discourage you from permanent transformation. The Bible assures us in Galatians chapter 6 verse 9, "Let us not become weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up." Notice the condition in that promise. If we do not give up, that is the requirement. Your harvest is absolutely coming. Your transformation is definitely unfolding right now, even if you cannot see it yet with your physical eyes. Keep acting as if you are the best without ceasing, because you are becoming exactly that with every passing day. Now, as we close this sacred time together, I want you to understand something profound. You did not need this message to become the best. Everything you need to succeed, to prosper, to become your highest self is already inside you. It has always been there. This message simply reminded you of what was always true about you. It helped you remember what you somehow forgot. You are a creation of the Most High God. You carry divine DNA in your spiritual bloodstream. You have infinite potential waiting to be released and expressed in the world. The only thing that was ever missing was your awareness of this truth and your permission to live from it. Today, you have become aware of these truths. Today, you give yourself permission to live from them. Today marks the beginning of your new life as the person you were always meant to become. From this moment forward, you will no longer shrink back when opportunity calls. You will no longer apologize for your ambitions and dreams. You will no longer wait for the world to tell you that you are ready and worthy. You will act as if you are the best, because deep down in the very core of your soul you know that you are. Napoleon Hill dedicated his entire life to proving that ordinary people can achieve extraordinary success when they master the principles of the mind. He proved it with hundreds of case studies and examples. You now have these same principles. You have received the knowledge. The only question that remains is this: will you apply what you have learned? Will you act on this truth starting today? I believe in you completely and without reservation. God believes in you, eternally and unconditionally. The universe is ready and waiting to respond to your new identity. Go now and act as if you are the best in everything you do. Because when you do this consistently, you will discover what was always true. You always were the best. You simply needed to remember it, believe it, and live it. Your transformation begins now. Not tomorrow, not next week, not when conditions are perfect. Now. In this very moment. Take the first step today by changing how you speak to yourself. Change how you carry your body. Change how you make decisions. Change who you spend your time with. Change what you focus on and think about. These small shifts, practiced consistently, will create massive transformation in your life. Napoleon Hill proved this works. The scriptures confirm this truth. And now you have the knowledge to apply it. The only remaining question is whether you will have the courage and the discipline to do it. I have complete faith that you will. Because you are not average. You are not ordinary. You are not like everyone else. You are the best. Now go and live like it. Act like it. Become who you were always meant to be. The universe is cheering you on. God is supporting you with His mighty hand, and I will be here with more wisdom to guide your journey forward. Until next time, always remember who you truly are.